Rudder's deployed. Sounder's in. Oh. Ha! I'm thinking, why have we got no go here? Well, there's the reason. Kill switch. Dead man switch, whatever you want to call it. Okay. And here we go. I've lifted the transducer arm and stopped trolling. Well, I wasn't really trolling, but pulled my lure up. And I just had 6 kilometres an hour up on the screen there a second ago. So I've got a slight breeze at the moment, so I'd say maximum speed. Maybe if I trim the seat further, perhaps forward, I'm not sure. But maximum speed I think is probably going to be about 6 kilometres an hour if I really trim it down. I've got a lot of gear on board today, so you can see here that I've mounted the controller right beside the seat there, and it's on a Yak adjustable arm, so I can angle it, I can turn it, all that sort of tricky stuff. For example, I can alter it like that should I want to. It all comes off very easily. Lanyard's going to go onto there, onto the PFD, and then the cabling runs through to here. So again, another Yak product there. So we're using a Yak switchblade to hold it, to hold the transducer in place, and the cabling runs across to here. Everything's located, the battery for the sounder and everything's located in the pod there, which just clips in and out. The pull string for aligning the prop blade. Bungee, in case I've got it unlashed and for whatever reason when it's sitting up here if it falls overboard. So bungee to keep it in place. Battery and transducer cabling there. And so that's propeller in operation there. So pretty simple, a couple of minutes to fit up. And as you'll see what it's like on the water, gets along quite well. So it took me a little while to figure this out. But now we're about to do the very first test session. So a pod motor for under $200 for a wilderness attack, or a radar, or or a Tarpon X130. So this is the very first test session. So this is the prototype. The biggest issue I've had is how to align the propeller to remove it. So it's not finished yet. The actual motor part of it's finished. Today all I'm doing is on, off, reverse and 2 speeds. So let's kick it into gear and see what it does. Alright, so a couple of minor teething issues with it, but it seems to be getting along quite nicely now. I can't kick it into high gear because I haven't got the lid on it, and the thrust from the motor just lifts the pod up, grounds the prop out. But my return to centre lever seems to be working to actually remove the pod out of the housing. So looks like I can now get the shafts set to the right length and put the lid back on it, put the battery mount in for. So I'm going to have a lithium battery on top of the upper base there to run a fish finder off, and the fish finder transducer will be over the side. So it'll all be self-contained, and then there'll be a wiring loom that'll come along up to the side of the kayak here, where I'll have a potentiometer arrangement set up so that I can have a variable speed controller rather than just a high-low. It's not overly noisy, and we're moving along reasonably nicely at the moment. So I'm going to give it a good hour of shakedown, work out any other little problems I need to sort out, and I'll go from there. But okay, last piece of the puzzle for the motor drive. So here we have it, spread all over the bench here. So this is the last piece of the puzzle. So this is the first test run, bench run of the motor drive that you're about to see. It's really simple. You can disregard the blue wire from the motor. You've got the black and the red wire. They're connected into the PWM, and then the PWM into the lithium battery. Okay, so, and I've had this PWM made specifically with a reverse function on it. So let's give it a go. If we've got it all worked out, done the maths properly, I think we should have so you're seeing this when I'm seeing this. All right, we're going to give it a shot. So let's have a look. So here's the safety cutout. So that goes on a lanyard or whatever, goes on the side of the PWM like that. When that's not connected, there's no power. All right, let's hit a direction, see what happens. So turn the switch and let's see what happens. Look at that. Look at that, will you? So this is what a PWM will do for you. Look at that. Now that's going actually in the forward direction, so to the left is the forward. So I'll rotate this around we'll see what we get. And that is flat out. Alright, so just to demonstrate what happens, everyone should understand about the safety kill switch, but to demonstrate what happens, I'll remove the kill switch. No power. So if you fall overboard, the whole thing cuts out. Doesn't take off down the road on you. Alright, let's see if we worked it all out. So that should be reverse. Yep, that is. That's going the opposite direction. So I'm pretty impressed with this. So, and the very final piece of the puzzle, which I'll wire up in a minute, is the 7 amp hour FPV lithium battery to drive the sounder. That's my old sounder there, so that's what we're going to use. Right, because I had that sitting around, we were better off using that than mucking around with the trying to get another transducer for the other sounder. So it's just a case now of wiring in that, making up a loom to go between these two. We've got 2 plugs here for that, and that'll just be a loom that the battery will sit in the forward hatch, and the wiring for the battery will come to this and then to there. Alright, cool thing, pretty impressed. Actually, I haven't actually decided if that'll go on the forward hatch, that I may actually put it behind the seat because it's waterproof, and that's the advantage with the FPV gear. And this is the latest. I might even be one of the first ones to be using the latest FPV 50 amp hour. It's more compact. It's actually deeper than the previous one by probably that much, but it's not as wide and not as deep that way, but it's taller, if you know what I mean. So and it's actually not much bigger than the WPM. To hold the WPM, it's a Yak and Tack lock and load motor control mount, right, and that'll just go in the rails, and I can slide it backwards and forwards, tilt it whatever direction I like.